Good morning. It is February the 24th, 2017. We'll start with our usual disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, and like an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, I hope everybody is ready for that blast of cold air that was coming in. I was out walking last night here and started out at 67, and when I got back to the house with the dog it was 53, and we're currently 35, looking for a high of about 40 today. So winter has returned for a couple of days, and then next week we have forecast for temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So the wind is definitely from the north, no doubt about it. Okay, treasuries today are higher. Equities around the globe minus China are lower. So if equities continue to sell, I imagine treasuries will rally. Normally today we expect a pause day after the auction. The cash market needs have been satisfied for 2, 5, and 7 year paper. The dealers have to balance their books and get the paperwork done to get those that paper out to their respective purchasers. So normally we don't expect a pause day today. If the E-mini sells, the market is likely to trade higher. Today is option expiration day for the 10-year, 24.5. 125 is where the points were yesterday. So a close at 125 or lower makes the option market maker the most money. For the 30-year, the play yesterday was 151. It's where the puts and the calls were. So a close at 151 makes the market maker the most money. Resistance starts at 10. On the treasuries right here, we are trying to trade up, doing a T-split. We have a P behind us, move out of the middle, so it has a chance to move higher. Today's news, new home sales 576. Consumer sentiment 96. And Baker Hughes rig count last was 1082. No estimate for today. My guess is last come in a little higher. We'll see if that happens. The news focus will be new home sales, consumer sentiment, and the direction of the E-mini, and probably the direction of the E-mini will tell the tale of the tape. So we're pointed higher right now. I think we can trade a little bit higher. Resistance does start at 10. I'm going to put an 11 to 15 sell out there for sell 1. On the idea that the E-mini might trade a little lower off its opening and spook the length. On the buy side, 1 to 5. 25 to 29 for buy 2. For our visitors, we love our number 2 points. Looking at the ZB, trying to look at the ZB, there it is. Can you believe how tight the range is for the ZB? 8 to 12, 1, 15 to 19, sell 1. We're going to play 23 to 27 for sell 2. Normally we'd have a pause day, and I'm not too sure how heavy the selling is going to be in the E-mini. Support is at 28 to the buck. So 21.25 by 1 and 9 to 13 by 2. Okay, gold is higher. The gold market is being driven by supposedly Mnuchin's comments yesterday about the dollar. And Mnuchin has said a lot about the dollar. He's taken really, just like everybody from the Fed or the Treasury, they take both sides of the market. So yesterday he thought the dollar might trade a little lower. Before that, he was saying strong dollar doesn't hurt anybody, and he believes in a strong dollar long term. So go figure. Okay, looking at the structure, let's go to F1. Got this high right here in the 63, 65 area. Got a high volume number at 68, so 65 plus or minus. Low volume number at 63, high volume number at 68. This is F1, and this is on $2.50 ranges, and after that we get through that, $12.75 to $12.80 would be the next stop. So 65 plus or minus a couple, and then 75 plus or minus a couple is where the market is pointed right now. And we broke through our 52.60 right here, that low volume number that stopped us yesterday. And first stop in P period and Q period was right there, that high volume number. So you know where the market's going before the fact. So we have a low volume number at 61.60. 59.61, sell 1. 64.65. 66, sell 2. Breakout came from 52.60. We're at 59, so 53.55 by 1. 49.51 by 2. Strong market. So you should be in the yesterday we hit 1250. Should have rolled from the 1250 calls to the 1275 calls, or whichever strike price you thought was appropriate, but $25 works pretty well. We've seen gold trade $25 on one day, and occasionally a couple times a little bit more than that. Currencies are up, dollar is down. Supposedly Mnuchin's comments are responsible for that. Hard to say. But selling in London in this 106 area. So our first little band of support is going to be 106. Don't really like that trade. 575s I can live with. On the sell side, 25 and 50. And the 50 picks up, lets them get stops above that level. 25 gets stops above this level. And we'll see what happens. Right now it's pointed higher. I don't believe it's a long live rally, but that doesn't mean it can't rally. Looking at crude. So 54.50 held. We were interested in selling the 54.50 level yesterday. Didn't get through it in Asia. We are pointed lower right now. Last rotate up here stopped at 54 and a quarter, 54.20. So 54 and a quarter, 54.50, sell 1. 54.75, 55, sell 2. We had this hole in the distribution last night, and that, depending on which chart you were on, at 54.55 to 54.60. So We weren't able to get through resistance, which leads me to believe that we might trade a little lower. So 53.50, 53.75 by 1. 53 even, 53 and a quarter by 2. OPEC usually does not speak on Friday because they're in church, or the mosque, I would guess. So statements out of OPEC usually come on a Saturday or Sunday. What's interesting about riots and terrorism, Friday's a big day for that. They come out of the church or the mosque all fired up, pardon the pun, and ready to go get some. And so Friday's a dangerous day for terrorism. Muslim-based terrorism. And looking at the ES. Okay, we've sold this 23.50 is a round number. Next stop with clean break in the market is 23.35. So 35.37. We bust 50. 35.37 is the next low volume area. 41's the attractor. So stops below 23.50. That's where we are. And the issue is end of the week profit taking, or do we pump the market up one more time and go for a record 11th day close? 1987 is the only time the market has rallied more consecutive days and closed higher, and we could get the record today. Right now everything is pointing towards a sell. The news, new home sales 576, consumer sentiment 96, Baker Hughes rig count previous was 1082. Don't have a consensus for today's number. So the focus is right here, consumer sentiment, new home sales. 54.56, sell 1. 59.61, sell 2. I think we're going to get stops below 50, so we'll start off with 45.47 by 1. 40.42 by 2. And I'm going to put a question mark at 50. It may be just a play for stops below 23.50. If that is the case, we're not really interested in getting short at 55.57. Still think the market's going to trade higher until Trump reveals his tax plan and the next changes to come to rules and regulations. Take a bit to get stuff up and posted. I'm going to get busy on it. I will be back with you as soon as possible.